All right, everyone, welcome to week 13 of Building Service Systems. We are almost there, so stay strong, finish strong, be strong, I guess. Any way you look at it, we have 3 weeks left of the semester, which is probably pretty exciting to most of you. I know some of you are graduating, that's super exciting, so congratulations on your pending graduation. So make sure you finish everything up here. I know you will. So, a quick reminder, there is an Epic Club meeting on Wednesday, the 12th of this week, in G110, which is in the G wing of the Stanton campus. So, if you're a Stanton campus student or you live near the Stanton campus, you're certainly welcome to come. And so Epic, if you weren't able to make the first meeting, it's great. It's a great way to meet some of your fellow engineering students. And this is not academic stuff. I mean, you can discuss academics if you want. I mean, that's a perfectly acceptable thing to discuss at these meetings. But usually you'll discuss extracurricular activities, going on trips, going to conferences, doing activities, whatever. It's your club to do whatever you want with. And so I encourage you to go if you do have the time. There's no commitment here, but it's a great way to get to know some of your fellow engineers from multiple disciplines. I know that Dr. LaFazia will be there, and he's always a good time. So if nothing else, come to see Dr. L. But that's a Wednesday, and this week we are going to it's kind of an extension of last week's lesson. And here we are, week 13. So we are, so remember last week was all about wastewater management and water provision. So sort of like getting fresh, clean water to a building and then draining it away. This week we look on what is going on within a building. So distribution systems within a building, how water moves around a building, how it's drained, how it's pumped, fixtures and pipes and a little bit of code and so forth. Okay, so we're going to do plumbing this week. And as you can see, there's a few, you want to start with reading, finishing up chapter 15 of your book. And then there's a couple of videos. We have water distribution, which is a really interesting video about how to, some water distribution systems. This is a great video that kind of goes from, top to bottom overview of water distribution in like draining and how toilets flush and where do they go and how do you get rid of the sewer gases and a little bit of code and so forth. And so this is a great video that provides an overview of a lot of aspects of plumbing in a residential setting. Then you will watch a video on valves. Yes, a whole video on valves. There's a lot of different types of valves, as it turns out. You don't need to be a valve expert, but it's good to know different valves and different applications for those valves. And then the last video for the water part is focuses on tankless hot water heaters, which, if you're not familiar, is just a way to reduce your energy use through your domestic hot water energy use. Because this is tankless, which means there's no tank, of course. And so I'm sure basic thermodynamics, if you have a big tank of warm water sitting in what's usually a cold basement or otherwise a cold place, sometimes in a crawl space, you're going to lose heat just through convection. And tankless avoids all of those standby losses. And what it does is there's just burners in here, and you just run cold water through this heat exchanger, and you fire up the burners, and it actually heats up as it goes through the burner. So there's no tank. It just heats up whatever hot water you need. And finally, you will get an introduction to the Americans with Disabilities Act at a residential level. Next week's focus is entirely on ADA, and it's a commercial ADA, commercial scale ADA. And as you'll see next week, there's a lot more to it. There's many more requirements. Whereas with residential, you see there are requirements and there are specifics, and it's very important to follow. But it's a little more, I guess, manageable than commercial. So you get to start this week on ADA and then really finish it up next week. And ADA is really, really important to know if you're working in the building sector, if you're working with a builder, or if you're an architect or whatever. All buildings have to be ADA compliant. It's a federal law. If you don't follow it, you're going to get fined. You're going to have to add things after the fact, so you might as well just do it in the first place. All buildings need to be ADA compliant now. all new buildings. And so you'll learn a little bit about that. And yeah, it's very useful. And that's it. Actually, that's it this week. Some plumbing and some ADA. You have a homework that's structured like a quiz, and that's based on your plumbing. And you'll notice that there are a few aspects of code. You have to look up code to do some of the homework questions. And then there's another homework assignment in which you investigate residential ADA. All right, so that's it for this week. And as always, if you have any questions, shoot me an email. But I hope you all have a great week.